happy to announce our captains, Carl Brooks and Walt Hare on defense, and Matt McDonald on offense. I think the team did a great job of picking three excellent captains, all of which do it the right way on and off the field, do it well in the classroom, and are really good players. So really happy for those guys to be a part of the leadership team. And then also excited about our leadership council. We had two guys from each position that were nominated. Super excited about that group in general. This is a player-driven team right now. I think they've been doing all the right things that we've been talking about, and it's excited to sit up here and get college football started.
Just looking at the depth chart, 3 of the 5 are going to be guys that transferred in. How would they all kind of fit in, and how important was that to you to make sure you went and solidified that position this offseason?
In terms of the offensive line, very important. And, all those guys are going to play. Guys that played last year are going to be a vital role also in this offensive line. But it was really important. We had a bunch of freshmen out there last year and sophomores that needed to actually have another year in the weight room. For some of them, this gives us the opportunity to redshirt some and get them stronger. And we knew that for the longevity of this program, we needed to do this. And we needed to also not go down the transfer portal last year so we could have some depth, build our lines for the future. So this was imperative to our team, not only for this year, but also for longevity.
Terrion, obviously, with the announcement out last night, he's not going to be playing. Can you just touch on his situation a little bit? What happened?
I love Terrion, but it's my responsibility as his coach, and it's the university's responsibility to protect his privacy, and we're going to do that. And I'm not going to comment on Terrion anymore in terms of that situation. The team was explained the situation inside and out, and that's going to be an in-house matter the rest of the year.
And how comfortable are you with the rest of the depth of that position?
Well, we're fortunate. The one area that we thought that we had a lot of really good players was the running back position, and we're excited about these guys. And what we're going to do is it'll be a little bit of a committee. Running back by committee. They all have different styles, but we're excited about all of them.
I know you're a guy who can appreciate the Rose Bowl probably as much as anybody. How would you kind of explain to your players what this experience is going to be like, and how fortunate they are to be able to play in a venue like that?
It gives me goosebumps. Actually, when you were making those comments, the hair stands on your neck, in your arms. It's an unbelievable venue. Always has been, always will. I think it's my favorite bowl game, hands down. Whenever all the kids that were my age or your age, Jordan, we were playing football on New Year's Day, imagining that we were going to be in the Rose Bowl, and that is one special game. And I think our kids are going to have a great opportunity to play a very good football team in an unbelievable venue.
What kind of challenge does Dorian Thompson-Robinson pose to your defense?
Yeah, he's excellent in every aspect of the word. Dangerous is all get out, and we've said it from the beginning. There's two guys that we definitely have to tackle really well as the running back and the quarterback. They're exceptional.
How do you keep this game from getting too big, Coach? You just mentioned the fact you've had some experience there. You got your centers played out there before as well, but how do you keep that environment from kind of overtaking the team and then not hitting the ground running the first kick?
Well, I was more concerned about that in all actuality last year in our Notre Dame experience just because of the amount of youth. Last year in particular, opening up against Tennessee with all 18 and 19-year-old kids. I think this team is much more mature. I don't think a stadium or a crowd or what have not is going to faze them one bit whatsoever. They've been there, they've done it, and we just need to go out there and worry about the important things, worry about what we can control, and play our tails off.
What's the feeling like this year compared
Yes, that's a great question, Jordan. These first 3 years here, it was hard sitting up here and hard standing in front of the team in all actuality, and saying and in your mind going, okay, we don't have enough guys to be super competitive, and that's been challenging. Year one, it was challenging. The COVID year was a disaster, and last year we felt that we had some really good character guys that were young, but we were just too young to win. Are we completely where we want to be as a team at Bowling Green? No, but we are so much closer, and I think we could have a very competitive team in the Mid-American Conference this year. We got to stay healthy. We got to do our jobs. We got to stay within the framework of the offense, defense, special teams, and I think we're going to have a chance to be a competitive football team, and that's the first time that I can stand up here and look you in the eye and go, yeah, we got a chance. And is that a guaranteed? Absolutely not. I think the addition of the transfer portal made this thing possible this year. Whenever you really look at it realistically, with just high school kids, I don't know if we would be ready and be in the situation that we are now. We were very fortunate we did well in the transfer portal. We've got good character guys and guys that can play, so it's going to help our team for sure.
Follow up on that, Coach. Where should the fans expect to see the biggest difference in this team versus, say, last year's team, in particular, or teams before that, when you talk about experience and depth and some senior leadership and a player-led team? Where we're going to see that?
Well, I hope to goodness we can see us finish games. We had opportunities last year with the youngest team in America to win 7 games if you really looked at it. We let games slide right out of our hands, and that was major cause of that was age and what we were doing during the week. We would have an unbelievable Tuesday, and we'd have the worst Wednesday practice you've ever seen. We were inconsistent, so we could beat anyone in the country, and we could lose to anyone in the country, and that was evident. So the thing that we want to see here is consistency and being able to finish games, being able to make those 2 or 3 plays that we didn't make last year to put ourselves in position to win the game.
Coach, how do you think you've matured as a coach this offseason from your before?
Much better, yeah, hands down. I mean, whenever you're rebuilding and guys are in and out of the program, it wasn't a lot of fun, to be quite honest with you. Our first 2 years here, and our players, we laugh about it all the time. The guys that have made it through my tenure here, we laugh, and I'm probably a totally different person than I was then and now. I'm back to being super positive, upbeat. I'll still address problems and still stern in addressing problems, but there was nothing fun about the first 2 years at all. Nothing. Zero. And I hope to goodness that I never have to go back and experience totally rebuilding a program from absolutely ground up.
When it comes to the Rose Bowl experience, you touched on that, but what about the opportunity for your West Coast kids like Matt McDonald, Austin?
R2? Oh, it's great for them. I think Matt will be the last one of the McDonalds to play in the Rose Bowl, so I think he's got 2 other brothers that played. His dad played in it, obviously, so I think he's the last McDonald to play. So very excited for both him and Austin.
Any more questions for Coach?
When you look at this defense, how confident are you with the group you've got going in right now, and what's the overall feeling on the defensive side?
UCLA's defense?
Yours.
Our defense.
Yours.
Our defense, they're old, which is good. There's enough youth in there that has talent to mix with our age. And, when we started this thing, probably a little bit different than regular MAC schools, we were going to try to build the defense, very similar to what Clawson did. And I think our defensive front will be as competitive as anyone in the MAC. And I like our front 7. I think we've got some maturity and some guys that can run in the back end. And, they got to play well, plain and simple. They are our older group of players, and we're going to expect them to do a lot for us.
Can I follow up on that, Coach? You had some success on the back end in defense last year. Of course, the numbers show that. But on the offense, it wasn't great. production. Take a look at the offense this year versus last year as well.
Yeah, I think the difference is, you know, I think Matt's going to be able to stay upright a heck of a lot more than what, I mean, you look at what that guy went through these last 2 years. And it's tough to play quarterback with that type of protection, and then you start doing things that are way outside the box, and the next thing you know, you've created your own problems. And I think we'll be able to protect him much better. And we got guys that can score finally. There's some guys on the perimeter that are different than we've had here, and they can run, they can catch, they're big, they're physical, and I can't think of a moment. I'm sure there's one or two that we catch a 5-yard slant and go score and go 70. I can't remember ever doing that here. So we've got some guys that can catch the quick touches, catch the quick game. We've got guys that can stretch the field and they can catch. So we're really excited about the guys on the perimeter for sure.
I want to ask you about Payshawn Wimberly as well. You put him on scholarship the other day. What has he done to earn that?
I love Payshawn. Oh my gosh. Like, number one, he's a great student. 2, he's a great person. And he's really been super productive for us. I think he's going to be a great special teams guy. He's going to find his way into the offense. He's been through absolute hell these last 3 years personally. And I can't be, in our group, you know, when you put a guy on scholarship and the whole room explodes, he's well-liked and well-respected. And everyone knew in the room, we had a scholarship left over, and everyone knew in the room that guy deserved it. It was like not even a question. So it was cool. It was awesome. It's one of the few cool things left in our great game is the old school of taking care of a walk-on that deserves it. So that was cool.
And the last thing I want to ask you is, I think Matt has gotten a fair share of criticism outside of this building the last couple of years. But you've never wavered in your confidence in him. What is it about him that has allowed you to stay confident in him?
I played quarterback before, and people that haven't played quarterback before don't necessarily get it. And there's times that he's going to play this year, and he's going to have 400 yards passing and 4 touchdowns, and I'm going to not publicly in the meeting room goes, this isn't good enough. You didn't play well worth a darn. And then there's going to be times that the defense is playing extremely well, and we have to throw the ball away. We have to do this to protect the ball, and the next thing you know, your numbers aren't great, but you find a way to win. People look at that and look at numbers and all that, and they go, well, why didn't he didn't play very well. Well, he actually played damn good. So I think probably that I've been around guys that I know can do it. I've been around guys that I knew couldn't do it. And we protect him with the weapons that we have. He stays inside the box. He'll have a great senior year.